Yeah.
That is one of the coolest things I've seen. Ow! Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Yeah? You happy? You happy? What is that? Shh. Every day this week, the forecast has been for partly sunny days. And every day this week it's rained. It just stopped raining. So I had to run out and grab my camera and cover up the wood splitter. And, you know, these clouds look like it could rain again. And Like I was in having lunch when it started raining. So I think what I'll do, I got to run to town, run a couple of errands. So I think maybe I'll do that instead of like play chicken with the clouds here. Is that right? Play chicken with the clouds? Does that make any sense? Anyway, I'm gonna run to town. Hopefully I don't get wet on the way. But yeah. So it's Thursday. I know the last thing I said was I'm going to go to town, and I did. And I was going to do some filming, but I forgot my GoPro. And that's what I usually take to town with me. So no video. Anyway, it's Thursday, and while I should be working on Firewood, I lacked the motivation to do so. So instead, I went to Facebook and said, hey, what would you like me to do for the rest of this video? So I got a bunch of ideas. So we're going to talk about a bunch of things here. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about some personal crap I'm going through. First of all, how deep is the pond? I get asked that so often. I had a friend come out about 4 years ago. A couple of buddies came out. One of them had a depth finder. So they took my aluminum boat and they went around the pond with the depth finder. And a lot of the pond was like 6, 8 feet deep, 9 feet deep. There were several spots out here around the middle that were 11.5 feet deep. And that was 4 years ago, but the water level in the pond is always fluctuating, and now it's higher than it's higher than it was back 4 years ago, and that's just the nature of, beavers are always building up the dams, and the water level is just going to get higher, which is also why most of the metal cage of the dock is underwater. So it's deeper than that now. Is it 12.5? Is it 13 feet in those spots? I don't know. This pond could probably support, bigger fish. Can I stock it? I think I am able to stock it, and I probably will one day if I ever get the motivation to do it. Anyway, let's go take a look at the dock and see what's happening there. So I've decided that this dock is going to go. It doesn't make any sense. With the way the water level goes up and down so often, it doesn't make any sense to have a fixed size dock in there, like fixed leg space. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like all winter long, that metal wasn't touching the ice. It was only in the last few weeks that the water level came up, and now it's almost at the wood. It doesn't make any sense to have a dock like that when the water levels fluctuate that much. So, first chance I get, I'm probably going to take this out. And then next winter, really focus on getting a floating dock in there. A floating dock just makes so much more sense in this situation. At any rate, I see that the repairs that Ray and I made last fall on the dock, I can already see the 2x4 under there that's kind of holding this end of the dock up is it's giving way. And I was going to come down here with some new screws and put them in. But I think instead I'm going to go with the solution we were using last fall, and I'm going to put straps on here to hold it up. I'll dedicate these two straps to the process here. And hopefully this whole thing doesn't go in the water while I'm trying to do it. Well, I feel a lot better about that now. So that'll hold until I figure out how to get the dock out of here. So what is the firewood situation, Russell? That's a good question. I see I have a repair to make here. So this firewood shelter is in two sections, right? This is a winter and this is a winter. So this is the winter on my left here, your right. This is the winter that just passed, and this is for next winter over here. And what I'm finding, and this is pretty typical, where I'll have a full row left of wood when the winter ends, like every time. And what I'm thinking is that when this happens, I never use this last row, so I think what I have to do is, once I get, this, like 4 rows in here, then I'll start moving this row over into that section, and I'll start fresh over here with the less seasoned wood. That way it kind of never sits there rotting, right? So far I've got a full row here and 3/4 of the next row. There will be 5 rows here when I'm done, so this plus this, I'm about half done for this upcoming winter supply. This whole thing should be full before winter hits, so that I have the year after that already cut and seasoned, or seasoning. But we'll see. This is the first log that I started cutting up in this video, and it's a big oak tree. And it'll be, when I start the other side, this will be the first stuff I put in there, because despite the fact it's been sitting here, like I cut the tree down November, not this past November, but the November before. So it's been sitting here for 1 year and 6 months. The tree, that is. So, but it's still, oak takes forever to dry. So, as I said, it's going to go in the farthest, it's going to be the first stuff I put up for, not this upcoming winter, but the winter after that, and hopefully. Did something fly in my mouth? Did you see it? Something fly in my mouth? It was right in my throat. Anyway, I feel like I'm over-explaining. Let's go. At the same time that I cut down that oak, I cut down these 2 maples here, and this maple here, which I guess is all from that one tree. So there's one big 3-section maple, as well as this maple, which you also saw me cut up a little bit earlier in the video. Really, the whole point of cutting up this maple here and the oak over there was just so I could clear out my roundabout here. This is where I so I don't have to back up the ATV. I can just kind of drive around. And for the last 1.5 years, I haven't been able to do that because there's been some big trees in the way. Anyway, I needed to open up the space so I could get down there to those other trees. Come. These two trees I took down several years ago to kind of open up space for the garden. And my firewood pile was full before I got to these, so I just left them sitting here. Now they're both mostly off the ground, so they shouldn't be rotting, but I do see the bark coming off of them. So they're primed to be put in the upcoming winter's firewood pile. So after I do the ones down there, I'll do these. Let me show you the ones down there. In fact, I might do these first, because these are looking ready. Like really, really ready. But hold on. This set of trees here I brought in, not this winter that just passed, but the winter before. I brought them from across the pond. The beavers had taken them down and left them to rot. So I brought them over here for firewood. And this is where the one here was what I was working on earlier in the video as well. And that one I took in didn't seem as dry as it should have been, but it's hard to tell sometimes. I do have a moisture reader. I can figure out maybe how dry it is. A couple of these other ones are losing their bark, which is a good sign. But these are the next ones. After those 2 up there I just talked about, these will be the next ones I put in the firewood for this upcoming winter. As you can see, I'll have no problem filling up that section. I got enough stuff. The winter after that, though, we'll see. If I can bring in more trees, in the next winter from across the pond, more trees that the beavers have taken down have just been sitting there. Then I'll easily fill it up. Right now I can see that some of these are, like this one is just lying in the lying on the ground, which is not good because that's how they rot. So the bark is still on this one, but I don't want to leave these ones here too much longer. I see I have some stuff to bring in. Thankfully, I left this bag sitting in just such a way that no rain went in it. I totally forgot there's 2 more trees over here. They just fell in place. It doesn't look like the beavers took them down. Oh, yep. My bad. Beaver took it down. I see it now. A lot of firewood right there, boy. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do another shot in a sec. But this is the kind of view right here. You seen this view? This is where I'd like to put a bench, kind of like right here. This is to me, this is one of those $1 million views. I mean, you could probably say that from anywhere around this pond, but it's so nice. And anyway. I didn't notice until I came over here to get some B-roll, but take a look at how weird this tree is. In fact, it's not one tree. We have pine tree, pine over here. I'm not sure you can see it. This is the biggest one. And then maple, and I don't know what this is because there's no bark in it. It's probably, that's maple right there. Isn't that amazing? That's one big root ball for, holy crap. What in the world? That is cool. It's like a maple kind of grew up in the middle of these 3 pine trees. In fact, these 3 pine trees are probably just one root ball coming up, and then this one maple came up, one root ball maple came up and grew right in the middle of it. That is one of the coolest things I've seen. Oh my God, this is huge. This is probably like a month's worth of firewood right here. This one maple. I realize there's actually a job that I need to do. The heck? Shit. It looks like these things need to be slid on from the end. There's no way I can get that under there. Anyway, that screw just broke. That's why it's not in there anymore. It'd be really nice to put a couple more of these in right now, but I'd have to take the whole, like this whole piece off just to slide them in. Yeah, there's no way that, even that side, that's not getting on. There's no way to put that lip under there. It's got to be slid on. It's not very heavy. That one screw should hold it. Not very. It's a bit of a dip in it now, but look at those leaves out, and it'll flow. The spice will flow. I used to, last year when I was doing cleaning out, last time I cleaned out the gutter in this method, this all wasn't here. The eaves weren't closed up, the ceiling wasn't closed up, so I was actually able to hold onto this beam while I did it, which made it a lot safer. Now I'm wondering if I'd like tied some rope between these beams just so I could lean on it or something. Yeah, why don't I try that? I'll get some. Here. Nope. Nope. Not so much for that idea. Right up. Actually, that's not bad. I would have sworn that I emptied this thing last fall, in December. But I opened it up a couple weeks ago. There's like a foot and a half of water in there. I don't think it just magically appeared when I had the cap on. There's a lot of dirt in there, but it's all resting on the bottom. It's just dirt, right? It doesn't come out because the spout isn't on the bottom, right? A few years back, somebody gifted me some of these filters, some kind of cloth material, and I haven't been able to figure out where to get these. I've searched and searched. The best thing I could come up with is these. They're very similar. This is actually an aquarium filter. I think it'll work, but it's not the same as this. Like, yeah, it'll work, but I don't know. Anyway, if you know where to get these, let me know. I forget who gifted them to me. For now. So, we're going to go on a little adventure here. A few weeks back, month back, we had some massive flooding just about everywhere around here. Like in Tweed. Remember in Tweed when I was showing that footage? And everywhere else that I saw, there was massive flooding. The only place where there wasn't any flooding was right here. This pond did not flood. And I know because I crossed the beaver dam way over there, and the water was nowhere near the top of the dam. So very perplexing. Whereas in past years, the water level's always right at the top of the dam every spring during the thaw. So my only theory is there's another beaver dam, a much bigger one right over there, and my theory is that maybe a part of it gave way and let out a bunch of water. I don't know. I haven't been over there, so that's where we're headed. And we're going through this beautiful area again. Third time this video. Anyway, earlier in this video, I alluded to some personal problems I was having, and it boils down to this: a lack of motivation. Like, not just a lack of motivation, like a complete lack of motivation. Like, most mornings, I can't even put on my outdoor pants kind of lack of motivation. Which is why I often skip that step in an attempt to just get something done anyway. I always thought that, you know, if I have a lack of motivation to do something, and I'm just lazy. I'm just a procrastinator. Right? It's me. I was like, why can't I get off my ass and do stuff? Other people can. They don't have any problem. Are they just stronger-willed? Like, how does Sean James get up every morning before the sun comes up and gets out there and works all day long? What's the difference between me and him? Anyway, it got so bad that I actually talked to a therapist a while back, just to say, and I don't like talking to therapists, so that's a big deal for me. I said, what's going on? What do you think's going on? Here's my thing. Lack of motivation. And he said, yeah, it's a very innocent question, but a very important one. He said, well, how long have you been experiencing this? And I stopped and I went, holy crap, like my entire life? Like, did it just occur to me now that, well, I mean, I knew that. It's one of those things you always know, but you don't really think about much. But I can remember in high school, I almost failed grade 13 English twice. Well, I did the first time, and the teacher was a bitch and wouldn't shove me through anyway. But the second teacher, well, I'm pretty sure I failed, but he understood I was going to computer science. He's a different teacher, and he's like, yeah, go. You know, I went through with like a 51%. He could have put me at 50, but whatever. Anyway, you know, and why did I fail English and almost fail it again? Because I couldn't do the independent studies. I just could not sit down and work on these things. There was a block, like almost a mental block. That's me remembering it now. Any other time in my life, if I thought about this, I think I was just lazy. I was lazy and I was a procrastinator. Anyway, talking to the therapist kind of opened my eyes and said, Christ, I've been dealing with this my entire life. And he said, you know, he couldn't diagnose me for anything. He gave me a couple of ideas what it could be, but he couldn't diagnose me because he's not an expert in those kind of diagnoses, right? Anyway, kind of brought it up with my family doctor and said, you know, can we do about it? And every kind of thing we thought about doing was kind of hampered by the fact that I was having troubles with atrial fibrillation. So that really exasperated things. But I had my procedure for atrial fibrillation last September, and I've been AFib free since then, which is really nice. Unfortunately, it's only a temporary thing. Oh, we got some ants here. Is that a nest right there? Damn, that looks like a nest. Huh. I wonder what was what did that? I don't think they survived. Anyway, so being aphid free allows us for more options, and right now I'm just trying to figure out what the heck it is. There could be a few things, and I don't want to get into what it could be. I don't want to talk about diagnosing a problem like that, or symptoms or anything like that. My point in bringing all this up is just to kind of, I don't want to call it an excuse as to why I haven't been putting out a lot of content lately, but it's also a reason, right? Here's the dam. The dam. I don't see. Of course, if there was a problem here, the beavers patch it up, and you probably wouldn't see it anyway. Let's go take a closer look. So there you go. I don't think I'll talk much more about it. I don't want to make that kind of the focus of any of my videos, or what I'm going through, or what we're trying with my doctor. Crap. That looks like I was going to say one of mine. This spots like this always look suspicious, but there will be one spot in every dam where the beavers will come out of the water and then they'll go into the next pond. Otters will do the same thing. Muskrats will do the same thing, and they kind of all use the same spot. So, otherwise this feels pretty firm. And you can see, like, there's grass growing along here. So, I would guess that there's nowhere along here that kind of broke free. Unless it was a hole down in the middle. Apparently otters will dig down, into a dam. I'm not sure which side probably from this side. They dig down into a dam and they'll make their home if they went too far through. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to go down a little bit further here. Take a look. This thing is a massive dam. That's like 8 feet tall. Even more. That's like, can you tell from me standing here? Look at all that wood. It's amazing. I've never seen a dam like this. There is one more dam on the pond. I guess we'll go check it out. It's just over here. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to say about my issue is that having a loving and supporting wife like City Girl helps a lot. She's just wonderful. I call her a Disney princess, and she really is. She's always there for me. She's always loving. She's always saying nice things. Let me get through here. Oh, I haven't been down this way either. I call this the lower beaver pond because it's lower. A big lodge over there. You can kind of see what happens. Like, there was a time not that long ago when none of these trees were underwater, right? But they build up the dam and water level goes up and a bunch of trees die. Okay, hold on. And that's what happens. Nice big maple. This is all fresh. This is all fresh. It's going to come down, and this actually isn't a bad spot for it to come down. Oh, there's another one here. And look at, perfect. This is what you want for a tree that's going to be firewood one day. See how none of it's touching the ground? Just a branch here, the trunk, okay, and a branch up here. That's all that's holding it in here, but that's perfect. Way to go, guys. Looks like somebody camped here last year. Oh, look at, see the grass all over this? Yeah. So, there's the spot. Oh, there's another tree down. Yeah. Oh. Usually you can count on green moss not to let go like that. Whew. It's the third time I've fallen in the last week. What an unmanly spot to fall down. Here's another one going down. That's all fresh. Here's another good tree. I wonder if I can get this one out of here. Oh, there's a bunch of them in here. And there, and one further on over there. Then this one. Beavers are doing my work for me. And you know, look at this cluster. Oh, another one going down there. The problem with what they're doing, like, I've seen trees in other parts where they'll take down a tree and then they'll eat the Cambrian all the way up the tree. They'll just sit there and gnaw on the Cambrian layer, right? It's the layer between the bark and the tree. Well, it's another layer of bark, which is fine. Do that if you're gonna use it for food, sure. But they take down all these trees and then that's it. They don't do anything with them. A couple of black flies out here bugging me. A little early for that. Anyway, so me coming along and saying, well, you're not going to use the tree, I am. Can't get mad at that. Oh, another one here. Jesus Christ. What is holding that tree on? That's a widowmaker there. As I walk underneath it. Beavers killing all the trees. Oh, this is new. This is the first pine tree I've seen them attack. Why would they do that? They always go for the hardwoods. They always go for, especially the maples. Bizarre. Anyway, we went a lot further than I planned to. There's, there we are. What are you eating? Oh, is that duck shit? Don't eat duck shit. Well, guys, I guess we'll call that an end to the video. Since it's Thursday, and I'm going to have to start editing this fairly soon. But thanks for watching, and thanks for your understanding. I love you all. We'll see you at the live stream. Peace out.